Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday night, and we are getting some bonus coverage of the junior varsity game. Scoreboard is working, but on my screen, it does not look like the general viewers are able to pick it up. I'm not sure if that's the angle or what it is. But fading in and out, I'll try and keep you posted on the score. But right now, this is the end of the junior varsity game. This is live, 7 minutes, 22 seconds left. Comets out to a commanding 58-24 lead. Because right now the lead is 34 points. We do not have running time yet, but if the Comets are able to get the lead up to 40 points here in this second half with under 9 minutes left, we will have running time. So right now it is not running time, but the Comets have a 34-point lead, and I see the band is starting to filter in. We're going to have them performing before the varsity game. So I'm just going to sit back, get my stuff in order, and let you guys enjoy the last 7 minutes of the junior varsity. Cameron versus Ashland. Again, Cameron ahead, 58-24, 6 minutes, 47 seconds left. Okay, Dave Kuffel here with you on a Tuesday night. Ashland Ordockers in town. We got about 8 minutes before tip-off. We got the band in-house tonight, so I'm going to let you enjoy them, and I'll be back with you to update you on some statistics and the future here for the Cameron Comets as we look at the initial playoff picture. Okay, welcome back. We got just under 7 minutes before we go to the national anthem, and we got the tip-off here for the Comets and the Ordockers. Coming into tonight, the Comets are 18-4. Ashland struggling this year, 2-17. Makes for a long trip on the road for Ashland when you're 2-17 coming into the Cameron Comets, who have been red hot lately, coming off a huge victory against what was number 5 ranked in Division IV McDonald Central on Saturday. What an exciting game that was, 59-56. The Comets knock off McDonald Central. So, huge win there. Comets won 8 out of their last 10 games. They've been playing very well, and a few games they've been playing without a starter here and there. So, the freshman Grassman's been getting a lot of playing time and taking advantage of it. And I'm sure we'll see her tonight quickly off the bench. Peyton Sievert starting a few games for the Comets. Tonight she's not starting, but she'll be coming quickly off the bench as well. As I look at the stats for the teams, unfortunately the Ordockers have not been putting stats in where we're able to find out the individual leading scorers, rebounders, or anything like that, but I will update you on the Cameron Comets. Bridget Moan still leading the junior with 14.2 points a game, and her three-point percentage at 35%, doing very well from outside. Second in scoring, Aggie Schmidt, the freshman, 13.4 points per game, and a nice statistic, her field goal percentage, 52% overall field goal percentage. So definitely don't take as many outside shots, but you're going to see her driving to the basket and hitting some high percentage shots. Third in scoring, Bailey Olson, a junior, averaging 12.4 points per game, and second in three-point percentage. Rebounds all year, you've heard the same name, Anna Baraboo, the senior, averaging just over 9 rebounds a game, and boy, she's had a couple great outings lately. I know the one game she had 17 here at home. I couldn't keep track of them, but I knew there was a lot when I got the stats. It was very impressive. Second rebounding, Inez Schmidt, averaging about 7.4, followed by Aggie Schmidt at 5.8. Assists this year led by Inez Schmidt, 3.3 a game, followed closely by Aggie Schmidt at 3.1 and Bailey Olson at 2.5. Again, my apologies for not having Ashland stats. They do not put them in to the area that we are able to collect all the team's information. So the thing they can't control is what we get for the scores. Ashland averaging 29.5 points a game, and the Comets averaging 65.2 points per game. So unless something crazy happens, I'm guessing this might be a not real close game, and we'll find out quickly here in the first half. The Comets are slowly sneaking their free throw percentage up there, nearing 50% as a team. A couple of players now averaging 63% from the line, which is leading the team. The team started out struggling early, and that free throw percentage has been climbing all year. So as of late, they're definitely getting better at that free throw line. So that 48% is a little bit lower than what you're hopefully going to see in the game. Comets are getting about 36 rebounds a game, averaging about 13 assists a game, and a number you don't want to see too high. They're averaging about 17 turnovers a game. So I'm sure the coach would like to see that down a little bit. In the last 10 games, the Ordockers are 1-9, and the Comets are 9-1. Ordockers coming off 3 straight losses. Their last win was to Bessemer, and that was a big win, 63-21. But the Comets' last 5 were all wins, including that big win over McDonald Central. Friday night last week, they were able to beat Barron 70-46 in Barron. And obviously last week we were here hosting St. Croix Falls in a nice 71-48 win. So something we all want to know, what does the playoff picture look like for the Comets? Well, they got work to do on Thursday night. And I talked briefly with Coach Wanek before the game. I said, is there anything you want to talk about? Opposite doing an interview with me for everybody on We Are Cameron, and she just said, anybody, whether you tune in or get into the gym, she would love to see you on Thursday night. I can't stress how important that game is with Hayward. Hayward is in the conference lead. They have no losses in the conference, and the Comets have 1 to Hayward. So Thursday night is going to be for the conference title. Either Hayward's going to take it straight up, or the Comets, who played without their leading scorer, Bridget Mones, and lost a close one in Hayward, they can become co-conference champions. So a very big game on Thursday night here at Cameron. We will be live on We Are Cameron. But I will talk about it later in the broadcast, the playoff picture. The Comets are going to have a first round bye next week. So they are not going to play on Tuesday night, but they will be back Friday. And that is the 27th. They'll be here, and they will be playing the winner of Prairie Farm and Chautauqua. So Prairie Farm and Chautauqua will be playing on Tuesday. The winner of that will come here for a Friday night, 7 o'clock game. That is February 27th. And as long as the Comets, who are the number 2 seed in this part of the bracket, win, they will play for the regional title on Saturday night, February 28th. And they will be playing the winner of Shell Lake versus the Cumberland Grantsburg winner from Tuesday night. So if this seedings hold true, the Comets could very well be hosting Shell Lake, the number 3 seed. And from there, they would be into the sectional bracket, and the first game in the sectional could very well be against the number 1 seed, Colfax. But we got to get through a couple games before we talk about sectional play. So I will pause with you for a second, and you can enjoy 6th grader Addison Lambrecht, who's going to do the national anthem for us. She's done it before, heard her a few times. So impressive to have a 6th grader out here doing an excellent job with the national anthem. So I will stand by, and we can enjoy her.
And listen to Cameron Middle School student Addison Lambrecht sing our national anthem.
An excellent job done there by Addison Lambrecht, sixth grader here at Cameron Middle School. Boy, to be in sixth grade and have the courage to stand up and sing the national anthem in front of a good crowd. Impressive. But time for the introductions for the Ashland Ordockers tonight. Starting out, number 1, Kendra Peel, a junior. Number 3, Serenity Cousins, a senior. Number 21, a freshman, Josie Brandis. Number 25, Addison Kostak, a junior. And number 31, Olive Miller, a senior. And for the Cameron Comets, well, the first time back in 3 games, glad to see her, Aggie Schmidt, number 2, a freshman. Followed by her sister, number 11, Inez Schmidt. Number 13, Bailey Olson, a junior. Number 24, your only starting senior, Anna Baraboo. And number 34, the leading scorer for the Comets, Bridget Mones. The Ashland Ordockers are coached by Joe Corbine, JV coach Brianna Vitek, and the Comets are coached by Chloe Wanick, assisted by Peyton Teefs and Nick Wanick helping out, and also the JV coach Andrew Davis, and helping this year, Maddie Sievert. Some of you remember her from playing last year. So, well, here we go with the tip. Inez, nice jump, tips it to her sister Aggie Schmidt, who goes up strong right away, doesn't get it to go. Bridget Mones tries it, no good. Kicked out to Anna Baraboo, who fires from the corner. She misses. Mones with the rebound. Aggie Schmidt with a nice drive to the basket. It's like she parted the sea. Nobody came after her, and she finished well, and she's on the board right away with 2. And showing her quickness on defense, she's all over the Ordockers on defense. So, Cousins on top with it over to Peel. Finds Miller inside, kind of a running right-handed hook shot. Doesn't get it to go. And then Schmidt with the rebound, drives it down. Nice pass inside to Bailey Olson. Fired it down there at the last second. Got it to Bailey. She went up. Almost hit that one, but was fouled. And like I said before, Bailey shooting, I think, tied for the lead for the Comets on free throw percentage. So we'll see how she does early here in this one. Now she nicely hits her first. So Olson on the board with 1. In and out on her second. 1 out of 2. Baraboo, like she does so often, grabs a rebound, tries to get to Inez Schmidt. Lost the handle, but Bridget Mones picks it up, and the Comets reset on top. Ooh, nobody's behind. Bridget Mones got in there, fired it up, didn't get it to go. They got the rebound, went back up, not doing, but Bridget Mones was right there to clean it up, and she's got 2. And the Comets out to a quick 5-0 lead. And Aggie Schmidt on top again, guarding Cousins. They tried to get into Miller, but Bailey Olson's right there to tip it away. And it kind of looks like the Comets are in a man-to-man defense, but switching very well. They tried to get it inside again to Miller, but Bailey Olson seen it coming. Long pass. Nice pass by Olson to Aggie Schmidt. Caught her at the last second. Aggie got it, went right up with it for another quick 2, and you're seeing that explosive offense of these Comets. Well, in case you missed that, Cousins went around Aggie Schmidt, who was guarding her tightly, and Addison Kostak, number 25, when she went by, gave her the knee. So stuck her knee out, tripped her, but the officials were right on it. Called the offensive foul, and the Comets come the other way. Mones cut to the middle. they fed it to her, and she went right up with it, and she hits another one. And the Comets already up to a 9-0 lead. This time, Kostek screened Schmidt again, but this time a very appropriate screen. Worked well. Cousins tried to get it over to Kostek on top, but a little too high on the pass. Went out of bounds. Comet ball. And the Comets call a 30-second timeout. So we don't have quite time to take a commercial break with it just being a 30-second timeout. I don't want you guys to miss any of the action. So the Comets with the ball, out of bounds, 9-0 lead. And again, the Comets averaging just over 65 points a game. Ashland averaging 29 points a game. So if this game goes with the averages by halftime, the Comets may have a pretty good lead. And the rules, again, in case you're not familiar with them, if they get to a 40-point lead halfway through the second half, it will be running time, which means anytime they shoot free throws or the ball goes out of bounds, they don't stop the clock. So it makes the game move along a little bit faster. But the Comets with the ball, moving around to the outside. Aggie Schmidt with a three-point shot, baseline, hits it. So Aggie, I think, is up to a quick 7 points. And all over Cousins on defense. Looks like it must have went out of bounds on the Comets. So Peel to inbound. Oh, she was trying to get it to Miller. Miller wasn't looking. Bailey Olson was. Bailey with a nice drive. A little too hard off the glass. I think she was surprised she was that wide open. Rebound came out to Aggie Schmidt, and she went to go up with it and was fouled. So Aggie's first time at the line tonight. And she hits her first one. Always good to see. Aggie started out the year a little bit rough at the free throw line, but it's definitely improved greatly. And hits them both. Well, at the beginning of the year as a freshman playing in the varsity world, I can only imagine the nerves they must have had, but she has not looked like a freshman all season out here. She's played excellent basketball. The Comets, Bailey Olson with another steal, this time ahead to Inez Schmidt, and Inez finishes well at the basket. Peel tried to get it inside to Miller, but Bailey Olson read that one all the way again. And the Comets stacking up the steals. Peel on top, covered closely by Anna Baraboo. Tried to pass it over to Kostek, lost the handle. Comet ball. Comets up 16-0 with 14:21 left here in this first half. And Bailey Olson brings it over half court as the Comets set up. Over to Moens, back to Olson. She fires a three about 3 feet beyond the line. They gave it to her, and that's going to hurt them if you're going to leave Bailey that wide open at that spot on the floor. Well, another quick turnover the other way. They got it down to Baraboo, who was going to go up with it, but another great call by the official. They got her hand on it, wasn't letting her go up, and neither one was getting rid of the ball. So a jump ball. This time it went to the Ordockers. Ordockers with a couple subs in the game. Aggie Schmidt got tied up in the shot up there. Kind of lost a handle. Bailey Olson tried to save it, but it went out of bounds. So now Penner, a freshman in the game, brought the ball up over to Peel. Penner saves it on the out-of-bounds line. Tries to get into Kostek, and Anna Baraboo is able to wrangle that one in. Bailey Olson gets it ahead to Aggie Schmidt for an easy, uncontested layup. And the Comets ahead 21-0. Pressure by Aggie Schmidt caused a turnover by Penner. She took an extra step before she got rid of that one. And the Comets go to the bench. Kylie Cherney, number 1, in, and Quinn Grassman coming in the game. Inez Schmidt and Anna Baraboo going out. So some subbing going on early here for the Comets. And we do have time for a word from our sponsors. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, I see in the chat message, Go Comets by Chris, one of our longtime followers here. Good to see he's watching. Although I'm not sure how much longer in this 21-0 route so far. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of bench activity for the Comets. The Ashland bench, definitely not as deep, but they're into their bench already as well. And it's going to be a balance of getting the players some playing time and yet keeping everyone healthy and not injured as we are getting ready for a playoff run. So the Comets, a rare missed pass turnover inside. And Aggie Schmidt all over Penner on top of the key. Gets it over to Peel. He's guarded closely by Moans. On top to Brandis. Missed the shot. And Aggie Schmidt, going to be hard to catch when she gets in that open floor, gets ahead of the group. And odds are you're not gaining on her. And she finishes with no one contested. Penner with it. Tries a little give and go. Actually got it in position for Kostak, but she couldn't handle it. Peel fires it over to Brandis. Tried to get it over there. Tipped away. This time it's Grassman getting it to Aggie Schmidt, who got bumped. Didn't get it to go. Grassman with her first shot. It's a baseline 3, and she hits it. Boy, I hope the Comets are this red hot on threes when it comes playoff time. I think the Comets are 3 for 3 from downtown. 26-0. As Penner tries to pass it over, Bridget Moan steps in the lane. Another fast one. You're not going to catch her either when she gets out in front of everybody. And she finishes on the other end. Ashland gets it ahead to Henry, a junior, who's in the game now. And I believe she was fouled by Bailey Olson. That's her first. And Bridget Moans is going to take a break, along with Bailey Olson and Aggie Schmidt now in the game. Ashland Candler, number 25. Number 5, Abby Olson. And Inez Schmidt, number 11, came back in the game. Inbounds pass blocked away by Ashland Candler. Ahead by Inez Schmidt to Grassman, who's kind of smiling and realizes she just let a gimme get away. Missed an easy one. Inez battled for the rebound, but they lost the handle, but it went out on the Ordockers. So Grassman inbound. Kylie Cherney comes around. A little bit between the legs. Didn't try it. Looked fancy. Over to Inez Schmidt and Candler for 3. Off the back of the rim, Schmidt with a rebound, and she resets. Candler kicks it over to Abby Olson. She looks inside to Cherney. Off her fingertips. And Cousins reels it in. Hustles down. She had a narrow lane to hit Brandis right underneath the basket, but threw it just past her extended arms and out of bounds, and Comets come quickly the other way. Grassman bringing it up. Sees a hole, drives, comes off her foot, over to Schmidt, kicks it out. Candler fires again, this time again off the back of the rim, and the Ordockers come the other way. Cousins bringing it down. Nowhere to go with it. Tries to get it inside, and Cherney picks this one off. She throws it ahead to Candler. Candler looks around, fires it out to Grassman. Over to Abby Olson. She tries to get it inside to Cherney. She walks a tight line. Thought she was out, but she wasn't. Grassman with a nice penetration dish to Inez Schmidt. Didn't get it the first time, but she was able to get it back, go up, and finish. So a nice interior pass there by Grassman to Schmidt. And Cousins brings it down again. I haven't kept track, but I don't think the Ordockers have taken more than 2 or 3 shots at the basket with this defense that the Comets are applying. And the tight defense caused them to step out of bounds. And Comets back the other way with a 30-0 lead. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left in this first half of play. And Abby Olson fires from out by the three-point line. Comes off the front of the rim, and Cousins brings it the other way. Screen set for her on top. Kind of looked like she got tied up with Inez Schmidt there, but she traveled. And Baraboo comes back in the game, and number 23 now in the game, Claudia Mones. And Mones is going to bring it up. Out to Candler. On top to Schmidt, quickly working the ball around to Abby Olson. Back to Inez Schmidt. Tried to save it. And on the save attempt, threw it out, but a little bit too far. Comets couldn't chase it down, and a turnover for the Comets. Well, Cousins brings it up again. Abby Olson's out on her. Comets still playing tough, tight defense all around. And I think Cousins just plain old lost the handle on that one as she tried to go around on a drive, and out of bounds it went. So Schmidt throws it in to Mones, and the Comets start over. Inez on a drive to the basket. She's good for that. She's able to finish, got hacked on the way up, and she has a shot at a three-point play. That foul on Olive Miller, 31, her first foul. And Inez's first time to the free throw line tonight. Nice looking free throw there by Inez. Excellent ball spin on that one. She hits it, and the Comets up 33-0 with just over 8 minutes left in this first half. And the Comets, although they're playing tight defense, they are very deep in their bench. So definitely Comets aren't trying to blow this way open. They have to play their style of a ball game. And right there, that's Inez Schmidt's game right there. A beautiful, about 8 foot away floater. It's a pretty shot and hard to stop. I've encouraged her to take more of them. It's a beautiful looking shot. The Comets ahead. Some unselfish basketball there, that's for sure. Bailey Olson got to Candler. Inez had a good look, but Candler kept coming, and she gave it back to her. Just to keep her in the game, and that's kind of the thanks for running the floor with me. Inez Schmidt with the steal there. I couldn't see behind the scorer's table how that ball ended up coming back out into play. It looked like it was going out of bounds. Either way, refs right on the line. They can see it. They called it. Comet ball. And Bailey Olson back in. Inez Schmidt out. So the Comets work it around. Candler in the corner. Mones on top. Over to Bailey Olson in the corner. A shot she likes. She went to go up with that 8-10-foot jumper, but Ordocker stripped it away on the way up. Loose ball. Candler was going for it, but she fouled the Ordockers, and she drew her first foul. So Ordocker ball, 37-0, just under 7 minutes left in this first half. Well, the Ordockers tried to get it in, but the Comets got a hand on it. They came around and got the ball back, tried to feed it in, and that got a lot of traffic in there. And now they're leaving Bailey Olson open again for a three. They didn't get the message the first time, and I don't know if they got it this time, but she is not one you want to leave open standing at one of the corners of the three-point line. She hit that one again. Well, it looked like Peel tried to get it inside to Kostak, but she was covered front and back on that one. And Abby Olson drew the foul on the backside. So the Ordockers to inbound. Cousins had a nice look from the baseline, but a little bit over the basket. Rebound goes the other way, and Bridget Moans fires a three. It was right there. Came off the rim, almost thought she was going to get the roll off the backboard, didn't go. And Baraboo fighting underneath for the rebound. She had her hands on it. But so did an Ordocker. Jump ball's the call. This time the Comets get it. Comets working the ball around. Bailey Olson on top. Over to Aggie Schmidt. Battling inside again. Anna Baraboo. She comes out the rebound, kicks it out to Bailey Olson. Over to Claudia Moans. Rebound. A scrapping Aggie Schmidt tried to catch it and go back up. Wasn't able to get that to go. Out of bounds. Ordocker ball. And Cousins brings it up again. This time they fire a three by Peel. A little bit long. Bailey Olson with the rebound. But it looks like as she was getting the rebound, trying to get out of there, Haley Henry got her hands on her and fouled her. And Bridget Moans in the game along with her sister Claudia. So always fun for the family when you got the sisters out there playing. And they leave Bridget alone and back to Bailey. And that's one of her favorite spots on the court, those corners. Very high percentage from those corners. She stands on the Comet tee and hits it. So that's at least her third three of this first half. And the Comets up 43-0. Claudia Moans actually caused that steal. It ended up in her sister's hands, and obviously the coach is backing off the speed already because Aggie Schmidt was out in front of the group and they got it to her, and she could have took it to the basket, and she hit the brakes and reset. And inside, we had a little bit of sister love passing back and forth. It's too bad it didn't go, but it sent Bridget to the line. Claudia had the ball, shot it to her sister. She went up with it. Didn't quite get it to go, but she got fouled. Unfortunately, a little hard off the rim there. And Claudia Moans comes out, and Anna Baraboo out. Kylie Cherney back in the game, and Quinn Grassman's back in the game. So Bridget, non-typical hit, missed both free throws. Normally she's a lot better free throw shooter than that, but missed them both this time. Kylie Cherney, battling for that rebound, reached over the top of the Ordockers and drew the foul. So Cousins fires it in. Bailey Olson's right there to read that one again. This time she didn't get it. Peel had a good look at the basket and didn't get it to go. Aggie Schmidt, the freshman, got her hands on the ball. And in case you didn't see it well, Peel and Henry tried to grab it from her, and they both hit the hardwood as Aggie turned and smiled and still was holding the ball. So definitely just playing aggressive basketball, not trying to send a message or be mean. She was just fighting for the ball, but as she grabbed and spun, the other two spun to the ground. So an inside pass, a tough area to pass it. They got it into Henry. She battled in there to get it up, and underneath was fouled. And the Oredockers go to the line with 4:19 left in this first half, down 43-0. But Haley Henry has a great opportunity to get the Oredockers on the board. And she hits it. So the first points come about 14 minutes in this first half. And off the bench, Haley Henry, the junior, has the first points for the Oredockers. And she hits 1 out of 2. Grassman chases down the rebound and hustles down the court. Over to Aggie Schmidt, on top to Grassman. Over to Bones. Bailey Olson left open. Baseline 3, a little bit long. Over to Aggie Schmidt with a nice pass to Bailey Olson, who drove to the basket, cut inside, went a little bit too hard off the backboard, and was fouled. This foul on Peel, her second. And Bailey Olson to the line. And missed that one. In the Comets, rotating players again. Candler back in. And Abby Olson back in. And Bailey Olson hits that one, and she is subbed out for Inez Schmidt back in the game. So the Comets do a lot of subbing off the bench, staying fresh out there with a 44-1 lead. Candler applying pressure. Now Kylie Cherney all over Brandis at the top of the key, but Brandis got around her, lost the handle. Abby Olson on the ground scrapping for it with Kostak. They call a jump. Good call. And Grassman brings it up past half court. Over to Inez Schmidt. Back to Grassman and to Schmidt. Schmidt thinks about driving, backs back out, gets it over to Candler. Schmidt on top, looks inside. It's covered heavy in there. They get it back out, playing it around with Candler and Schmidt. Not wanting to take a bad shot. Candler drives inside, nothing doing. Schmidt dives in, grabs a rebound, and resets. Drives to the middle, and there's that little move in the middle. Love the way she drives and lets that ball go up there, and she gets it to roll down again. And another 2 for Inez Schmidt. Well, the Oredockers quickly the other way. Peel fires up a 3, and Abby Olson gets her hand barely on that ball, but still is able to get it in. And as she's getting ready to fall out of bounds, a timeout was called. And we will take that time. And a shout out to former board member Randy Hill. Kevin says hi, and he says he watches from home all the time. Randy, hope you are watching and enjoying a Comets with a big lead. Comets right back at it. Ashland Candler with a nice penetration move inside in a lot of traffic. Goes up off the backboard and in. Cousins tries to drive in, almost lost the handle, got it out to Kostak. Back out to Peel, who fires another three, comes up short, and Cherney with the rebound. And Cherney bringing it the other way. Up to Candler. On top to Claudia Mones. Over to Candler. Abby Olson on top. Hits Grassman, who just cut to the middle. Nice pass inside by Grassman to Cherney. And Cherney gets her first points off the glass. Grassman flashed in. They got her the ball, and she did a quick spin pass into Cherney. Excellent passing inside. Cousins with it again, covered closely by Grassman. Pass off the mark to Penner, and Candler is able to come up with it. Takes it the whole way and is fouled. Fouled by Cousins, and that's her third. So I guess if there is such a thing as foul trouble in this game, 50-1, I don't think it really matters. But they are going to, I'm guessing, sub out Cousins. She's the girl that primarily is bringing the ball up for the Ordockers, so they don't want to see her go to the bench too early, but I'm thinking the Comets defense is going to continue to back off with a 51-1 lead. Make it 52 with 1:26 left in the first half. The Ordockers try to drive, kick it out. Penner with it, a freshman. Fires it over to Miller. She's on the outside. Tried to loft it inside over Cherney's head. Couldn't get it to go. A battle on the ground with Mones. Ball comes out. Comets kick it ahead to Candler. Candler gets up in there. Miller with the foul. So in case you can't see the numbers clearly, the Comets on the floor are all off the bench. None of the starters are in. They probably will start the second half, I'm guessing, briefly. And then sporadically you may see one come in just to stay loosened up and get a few shots in. But you're not going to see the starting five playing together much more this game, if at all. Comets up 53-1 with 52 seconds left in this first half. A hard pass was on the money to Henry inside, but Kylie Cherney was there, got her hands on it, and the Comets were on both sides of that one, and they came up with the steal. Oh, a nice feed inside to Claudia Moan. She almost got the roll from underneath the basket. Didn't quite go. Abby Olson was there for the rebound and putting it in. And Peel bringing it down. Again, tried to fire inside. This time a little high for Haley Henry and lost it out of bounds, and Grassman inbound to Candler. So with 20 seconds left, the Comets coasting to a 55-1 lead. Candler now fires it across the court to Mones. Grassman over to Candler, fires a three, long rebound. Not doing, and if the Ordockers don't hurry, they're not going to get a shot off. And they didn't. So at the end of the first half, the Comets have been deep in the bench for most of this first half, and it's a 55-1 lead. The 1 point scored by Haley Henry, a junior who came off the bench. So a word from our sponsors, and I'll be back with the statistics for the Cameron Comets after these.
Everyone knows me as Maddie, but here, I'm Master Sergeant Hefner.
Let's go.
This is my life in the Air National Guard.
You can't stop this never. Let's go.
Okay, thanks for sticking around. I know it's probably not one of the most exciting games to watch when you're ahead 55-1. But definitely going to get deep in the bench of the Comets. Seeing some people probably on the floor that don't get a lot of varsity time. So for those of you that may know them, it's always exciting. Fun to see them out there. But to recap the first half scoring, I'll kind of go in order for you. Kylie Cherney with 2 points in the first half. Aggie Schmidt with 11. Abby Olson with 2. Inez Schmidt with 11. Bailey Olson with 11. Quinn Grassman with 3. Surprisingly, scorebook has Anna Baraboo with to round out the scoring for the Comets. But in case you weren't with me before, the playoff bracket is out for the Cameron Comets. They received a number 2 seed in their portion of the sectional. They have a bye on next Tuesday, so they will not have a game next Tuesday, but they will be playing at home on Friday, the 27th. So Cameron will be live Friday, the 27th. There is no more JV games after this week, so the only game broadcast will be the varsity. The Comets will be playing the winner of Prairie Farm and Chautauqua. So the winner of that game on Tuesday will come here to Cameron on Friday. And assuming the Comets win, they'll be playing on Saturday night, the 28th, for the regional championship against the winner of the number 3 seed, Shell Lake Lakers, who are going to be playing the winner of Grantsburg Cumberland. So Shell Lake, the 3 seed, odds are they'll be coming down here on Saturday night for a shot at the regional title. The winner of that game will make it to the first round of the sectionals the following week, the first week of March. And the number 1 seed on the other side is Colfax. Colfax right now with an impressive 19-3 record. But some good news for the Comets is they fell victim to Fall Creek, who the Comets beat 63-62 in the season opener. So that gives the Comets hopes that If nothing else, we are going to have a really good matchup. And the sectional game will be at a neutral site. So that is not a Colfax or Cameron deal. That will be at a neutral location. Weather out there tonight was starting to rain when I came in for this broadcast, and it looks like it's going to continue overnight. It says the low tonight, though, is 36, and that's in the morning, and that's also going to be about as high as it gets tomorrow, as it's slowly going to fall to around 31, 32 during the day. So they say 36, but the wind is cool. So when you get up and go in the morning, double check those roads because it looks like we may have a fair amount of light rain on and off overnight. So keep an eye on the roads in the morning. They're not saying they're going to be bad, but I've seen them get bad quick. So, in talking with Coach Wanek before the game, I said, do you have any messages for our listeners? She said, the only one I have is please show up on Thursday, and if you can't be here, please watch and support the Cameron Comet girls. Thursday night, 2 nights right here, is going to be for the conference championship. The Heart of the North Conference Championship will be on the line. If the Comets can pull off a win against the undefeated in conference Hayward Hurricanes, they will be co-conference champions. If for some reason the Comets cannot hold off the Hayward Hurricanes, Hayward will be the solo conference champions. So the Comets will be going into that one 19-4. And the season that kind of feels like it just started not that long ago is over on Thursday. And then we have playoff basketball, nothing more exciting than the playoffs. So as we get ready to start this second half, the Comets come out with their starting crew, but again, guessing that won't be for long. And on the other side of the coin, the Ordockers come out with their starting crew. And the Ordockers try and feed it inside right away. Gets tipped away in the hands of Bailey Olson. And the Comets bring it the other way. Oh, Moan sees Aggie Schmidt cutting in on the backside underneath. She throws it over the top, gets it to her for an easy 2-point bucket for Aggie. And the Ordockers the other direction. Cousins waiting no time. She fires a 3 from the outside. Number 21 looked like she did a little dance inside there before she went up with it, but no call. A slight mugging underneath. Peel looked like, we'll just say it was over the back. Looked like a small chokehold over Bailey Olson there, but either way, Comets ball. Comets working it around outside into Anna Baraboo and a cutting Aggie Schmidt and a beautiful pass. Aggie just was unable to finish it this time, but Anna Baraboo with a nice bounce pass as Aggie was flashing to the middle. And Peel brings it the other way. Comets backing off a little bit on defense. Again, Ordockers trying to get it inside. Bailey Olson tied up Kostak with that one. And I hate to say it, but the Ordockers might have to start finding some closer passes because none of these passes deep inside have worked. Comets are all over them. Aggie Schmidt tries a little baseline jumper. She got in front of Miller, bringing it up the court. Got her hand in front of her and caused Miller to do a quick little shuffle step, enough to draw the traveling call. So we are definitely at the score needed for running time. So when we get down to the 9-minute mark left in the game, the clock will just simply run. It will not be turned off unless a timeout is called or an injury happens, and we certainly hope that that does not take place. Comets on a rare turnover. Cousins with the steal and brings it the other way. Works it over to Peel. Tries to get it inside. Doesn't go. Bridget Moans out in front. And again, backs off on the fast break. Gets it over to Schmidt. Over the top to Baraboo. And in the scorebook, that's her first 2. Ordocker's working it around. Peel fires up a 3. Hard off the glass, doesn't go. Moans, baseline down to Bailey Olson, back to Moans. Around Aggie Schmidt to Inez. She looks it over, back on top to Aggie, back to Inez. Moans flashes to the middle, kicks it out to Bailey Olson, who is set for that 3. Hard off the rim, long rebound. She fouls her shot, gets it right back. Baraboo with a shot, no good. Moans on the backside, gets the rebound and goes right up with it for 2 more. Cousins brings it ahead, throws it over to Peel. She quick step, fires a 3 and hits this one. So that's her first 3. She gets on the board and 61-4. Comets work it around. Schmidt kicks it over to Olson. Back to Schmidt. Fires a cross court to Moans. Out to Aggie Schmidt. Bailey Olson with it. Over to Schmidt. Comets exercising a lot of patience. Bailey Olson cuts in the backside. A nice pass over the top by Moans. Finds Bailey Olson. She goes up off the glass and gets that one to go. And a few minutes into the game, here comes the bench. So the Comets going to shift all 5 out here in just a second as Inez picks off that pass that went over the top. They tried to feed him inside under the basket. Wasn't doing. Inez Schmidt with a jumper just inside the 3-point line. Rebound goes to Brandis. Ahead to Cousins. And after she hit the one the other way, Peel fires another. This one doesn't go. And the Comets quickly the other way. Bailey Olson wasn't going to pass it ahead, but then when she seen Anna Baraboo coming up the middle, she fired it to her. And Baraboo gets 2 more up the middle. The Comets have 5 waiting for the next dead ball to go in the game. Miller on top with it, covered closely by Aggie Schmidt. Takes a step just inside the 3-point line, fires up a shot, comes up a little bit short. Jump ball's the call. Comets ball, and the subbing begins, both sides. Well, the Ordockers only had 3 on the bench, and they're bringing all 3 in. The Comets subbing all 5 starters out. Comets ahead, 65-4 with just under 13 minutes left in this one. Ordockers get it in to Brandis. Drives to the middle, fires it up off the glass, a little strong. Ooh, she had her own rebound, but must have had it a little too softly because Quinn Grassman took it right out of her hands. Got it ahead to Claudia Moans. No good. Rebound Abby Olson, and she goes right up with it. So Abby fires up for 2 more. And Peel this time fires another 3 going off the glass and hits it. So she's got 2 threes and 6 points here in the second half. Comets with a 60-point lead as they work it around on top. Grassman and Candler looking to find somebody cutting inside and patiently working the ball around the outside. Grassman tried to get into Cherney, but it was quickly knocked away. They worked it around Abby Olson, a little bit short on that one. Cherney got her hands on it, but couldn't bring it in, lost it out of bounds. And Brandis with a nice defensive stop there, and they tried to get it inside. She knocked it away. Peel brought it down, shot it over to Penner. Penner gave it up, got it back to her, and she hit her baseline, about a 12-footer there. So the Ordockers definitely putting some points on the board here this second half. Not going to be enough, but at least they're scoring. Candler on top with it. Over to Moans. Back to Candler. She's motioning the offense around, trying to set up a play. Over to Grassman. Back to Candler. Fires it across to Abby Olson. She drives baseline, runs into some traffic there with Brandis. And it looks like Brandis with the foul on the arm. So her first foul. She's a freshman. Pretty good height in there. Pass by the Comets outside to Candler. Hits deep off the rim. Comets get into a battle for the ball. They call the foul on Cherney, who must have ran into her going for it. So that's Cherney's third foul, actually. She's leading in the foul category this game. But getting some good playing time this game. Always fun. And Peel fires another three. Long rebound. Corralled in by the Ordockers. Number 4 for the Ordockers, I do not have on a score sheet. I do not know who that is. She got the rebound, but she's not listed on the JV or varsity roster. Comets with it. Grasping on top. Over to Candler. Patiently working the ball around. Looking, I think, for a cutter as the Comets are moving and flashing to the post. Abby Olson gets in there. Gets covered pretty heavily. Hits a cutting Grassman. She's a little hard off the glass. Doesn't get it to go. The Ordockers try a pass across the top, and it was a little bit behind. She got her hand on it, but lost control and out of bounds. So a quick turnover the other way. Moans on top this time, over to Candler. Back to Moans. She had a cutting Grassman inside, but the pass was a little behind her. And we get a few more subs, some new ones in. For the Comets, Sage Martinson, number 35. Casey Anderson, number 3, and Lainey Wilson, number 10. So some girls that don't get a lot of varsity time in the game. And Peel hits her third 3 of the second half. And the Ordockers draw it to within 54. A pass inside to Casey Anderson gets tied up. Jump ball is a call. This time it belongs to the Comets. Moans is going to throw it in. Moans to Martinson on top. Back to Moans. Moans drives baseline, comes wide open for her. Goes off with the left hand. A nice penetration drive off the backboard. And Peel brings it up. She's hit 3 threes this second half, so she's been on fire. A pass over to 24. Penner misses, back to Brandis, and she gets on the board. A freshman off the bench, getting some good playing time for the Ordockers. Anderson on top, over to Martinson, down to Moans. Thought about firing it. Passed it back to Martinson. Anderson on top to Martinson. Lainey Wilson posting up inside. She gets triple covered. Anderson fires it to Moans, but she gets tied up. Jump ball. This time it belongs to Ashland. And if you can't tell, we are inside that 9-minute window, and the Comets with a 54-point lead, so we will have running time. Laney Wilson, as he tried to feed it inside with the steal, drives it the other way, ran into the Ordockers, and unfortunately, running into him caused her to shuffle her feet there for a second, and traveling was the call. So Laney on a nice drive, got tied up. Peel fires another three this time, off the board. Brandis with a rebound. Back to Peel, fires it, not this time. Brandis with another rebound. Back up, off the board, no good. Casey Anderson with the rebound, driving down, kicks it over to Laney Wilson. Open shot there, comes off the front of the rim. Rebound, number 4. She dribbles it around, finds Haley Henry, who drives in on Abby Olson. Not sure if they called the foul or they called it off of Olson. Either way, Ashland ball. Doesn't look like a foul was called. Long 3, rebound to Cherney. Nice pass to Sage Martinson. She goes up, doesn't get it to go. Rebound Claudia Moans. And Laney Wilson gets a rebound. Takes one extra step on the way in. And Peel brings it down, getting a screen from number 4. She fires it around to Penner. Penner tried to get it back on top, picked off by Sage Martinson in a lot of traffic on the way down, but she's able to finish with the left hand. So Sage Martinson gets in the scoring column. The way Ashland was all over there, I wasn't sure she was going to get that one off, but Peel down, brings it down, fires another 3. Long rebound. Penner tried to save it going out of bounds, but stepped on the line. Comets with a 71-15 lead. Just under 6 minutes left. Moans brings it up to Anderson. Over to Moans. Over to Martinson. It's crowded inside as the Comets think about trying to feed it inside, but Ashland is collapsing inside pretty well. Anderson gets it tipped, and if Martinson would have let it go, it would have been Cameron ball, but she tried to save it and out of bounds. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. I see the scoreboard isn't real visible for some of you. 71-15 Comet lead with 5 minutes, 5 seconds left. But again, with the running time, ball's out of bounds, but the clock continues to run. Inbound to Miller. She fires a long 2. Rebound Laney Wilson. She looks ahead to Kylie Cherney, who drives. Comes up a little short off the backboard. Ashland scrapped for the rebound, had it on the ground, tried to throw it, but they threw it right to Cherney, who went right back up with it and got 2 more. And Peel looking for a screen. And the block is called on Laney Wilson underneath as Peel drove the whole way around and came underneath. That's the 4th foul on the Comet, so they won't be shooting yet as we're down to 4 minutes, 5 seconds left in this second half. Comets up 73-15. Claudia Moans had the steal. Taken back away by Peel, but Moans turned on the defense as soon as she lost the ball, and Peel traveled. Moans sets up the offense from the top over Laney Wilson. She fired his inside to Kylie Cherney. They collapse on her. She fires it over to Casey Anderson. No good. Rebound, Cherney. She goes up, missed, back up again, and gets it to go. So the Ordockers come the other way. Peel over to Cousins. Cousins fires a three. Long rebound. Brandis is able to bring it in. She fires it up off the backboard. No good. Another rebound. This one Cousins. And Peel hits her 4-3 of the second half. So just under 3 minutes to go. Comets with a 75-18 lead. Moans, Delaney Wilson on top. She takes a step in, passes over to Sage Martinson, who hits what looks to be a long two. And Peel brings it back up. Over to Cousins, who fires a three and hits it. And the Comets call a timeout simply for subbing reasons. So they're not going to step away from our broadcast. Candler comes in for Kylie Cherney. So the Comets just utilizing that to sub Candler back in the game, get her a little bit more playing time. And Candler with it on top. Over to Martinson. Back to Candler. Candler waiting for the offense to set up. Shoots it over to Claudia Moans. Nice drive baseline. Oh, she tried to back out. Her foot got in the way and the ball went off of it. So Cousins inbounds it to Peel. She brings it up. Over to Cousins. They get it inside to Kostak. Back out to Cousins for three. No good. Peel gets good position, gets a rebound, fires it out to Miller, who was actually fouled shooting the three. So, foul there on Claudia Moans, and she's going to get 3 free throws with 1:30 left on the clock. And she hits the first one. She misses her second as they take their time. Clock is running. Under a minute now left. And she hits 2 out of 3. So the Comets with the ball, just under 50 seconds left in this one, 77-23. Comets definitely not in a hurry. Looks like still trying to run some offense as they try to get it across the court. Not far enough, but Candler is able to bring it in over to Moans. Sage Martinson thinks about driving. They're still playing some tight defense. Candler with it. Over to Claudia Moans. 10 seconds left on the clock. Comets not looking to shoot. Fake the shot. Lainey Wilson on the drive. Doesn't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Tries to go up again. Gets it knocked out of bounds. And that, my friends, is a ball game. Not the most exciting game for you. 77-23. The final moves your Cameron Comets to 19-4 and the Ashland Ordockers to 2-18. And one more time, just in case you weren't with me, the big game for the Heart of the North Conference Championship Thursday night. Here, the Hayward Hurricanes will be in town. We'll be broadcasting live. Coach Wanek encourages anyone that can be here to come and support. And if you can't, please watch on TV and support the girls. The playoff schedule, if you didn't hear me at halftime, is out. The Comets have a number 2 seed and will play the winner of Prairie Farm Chautauqua. Prairie Farm and Chautauqua will play next Tuesday. The winner of that one next Friday, February 27th, will come to Cameron. So the winner of that will play the Comets. The Comets, pending they win that, will host for the regional title. Here on Saturday the 28th, they will be playing the winner of Shell Lake and whoever they play, which is the Grantsburg or Cumberland, will be going to Shell Lake on Friday night. And I can only assume possibly Shell Lake will come out of that one, being the 3 seed, and they will come to Cameron for a shot at the regional championship on Friday night. And from there, it will be sectional play at a neutral site the following week. So, thanks everybody for being with us. We'll be back on Thursday night. And especially thanks for sticking here for probably not the most exciting game. The Comets dominated this from the beginning, including a 55-1 halftime lead. So, not exciting, but again, thanks for being here. Have a great night, and we will be back with you Thursday. Thanks again.